Greetings, fellow travelers. Welcome on in. This is the 215th level of the RPG Cave. I am one of your hosts, the level 299 human necromancer, Ryan Turford, and I am joined, as always, or I guess returning this week, by the level 299 elf hex machinist, Dr. Garret Plan. How's it going, Garret?
It's going well. Ryan, I just wanted to showcase the YouTube shorts that show up on my YouTube page, my account. I do watch YouTube shorts. I don't watch TikTok or Instagram, whatever, Reels. That's what they're called. I watch shorts because I actually am really into the Pokemon cards revealing stuff.
Okay.
Accounts, you know, where they buy Pokemon packs that are like hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It's super random, rare Pokemon packs from Japan or whatever, and they reveal, and then all their cards are junk, and then they just waste a lot of money. It's great. It's a fantastic. It gives me that dopamine rush without actually buying cards, so it's actually a good alternative.
So what you're saying is you're reveling in them wasting their money on these giant packs.
Exactly.
Like spending $1,000 on a pack for the chance of pulling like a $10,000 card or pulling 60 cents worth of cards.
Exactly. And then they do get a lot of hits, so they make a lot of money. So, but anyways, the YouTube shorts I have in here. One is about brewing espresso with Diet Coke.
Interesting.
That's the first one. And then the second one is about the Pokemon news, about the music switching around. Yeah. And then the third thing is coffee around the world, Scandinavian cheese coffee. The fourth short I see is Conan blames Jason Bateman for his father's death, and then Conan is laughing maniacally.
Jesus.
Like, right. I don't know what that's about. And then the fifth thing is just Japanese food. So
interesting.
There you go.
Interesting.
That's my shorts.
We've officially we've gotten a little bird's eye view of Garrett's algorithm. You know, he likes coffee. Apparently, he likes Conan laughing maniacally and Pokemon cards.
Apparently.
Yeah,
Pokemon cards and then the Pokemon cassette music thing. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk about that.
I was gonna say I didn't put that on the list, but we should actually at least talk about that. But anyways, this is the RPG Cave where I swear we talk about role-playing games sometimes. So, of course, we've got new patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting with Patrice Mallette, who joined at the gold membership tier. Shout out to Patrice Mallette, by the way, because that's an old school name, old school carpool fan. Going back to the early days when I was just starting on the Xbox Drive, Patrice Mallette's name I used to read a lot, actually. So shout out to Patrice Mallette for returning to the old Patreon at the gold membership tier. We really, really appreciate you, as well as all of our patrons as well, for patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Speaking, of course, of Patreon, of course, we've got the Patreon podcast for patrons podcast. Seth's episode has been the episode of the week. You can go check it out if you haven't already. Sean's episode will be out tomorrow. And we haven't, I'm not going to read off the next person because it's not 100% confirmed who this is. Okay. But, expect someone cool on Monday. You'll find out on Monday when the question post comes up who that person is. And so make sure to go leave questions for them on Patreon or in the Discord as well. Of course, we have a new episode of The Gooeys that's now live as well on both the Gooeys feed, the Game of Our Years podcast feed, as well as, of course, Patreon. Seth was joined by Croco Kyle, community member Croco Kyle, talk about Escape Ever After, which we have a question about later in the show. So we'll actually be talking about that game a little bit later on in the show. So check that out already as well. We also have a brand new episode of Campfire with Seth and Fulia talking about stuff. That's on Patreon as well. And then a new episode of Sweet Hangs is out now as well with Sean and Donnie. Nice. It's like 4 hours of them talking about Xbox. So
that is amazing. I like they really get into it.
Yeah.
They chop it up and then they just go through and, I don't know, destroy Xbox or have a therapy session about Xbox or whatever. It's amazing. So go check it out.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think it really kind of was reminiscent of the old Xbox Empire days, Garret, where it was like, it felt like an Xbox Empire episode in a way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all that stuff. We also, of course, if you like what we do and you want to support the show, there's a number of free ways you can do that. If you're listening on a podcast service like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go leave a nice review on your podcast service of choice. We normally shout out the reviews on the show. We did get a new review from Late Sleeper 2077. I'm not reading this one though.
Okay.
Because it's a little bit of time. But you know what though? I'll you know what? Actually, no. I am going to read this one because I want to acknowledge this. So
okay, I acknowledge it. Sure.
Yeah, this is from Late Sleeper. The title is it's called The RPG Cave ... And the description says, I think this show used to be a lot better in the past. Lately, we hear about moving and Magic the Gathering cards. Whenever I hear either of that, I turn the episode off. I don't know what happened, but I thought this podcast was about role-playing games. I guess not. So that's the thing, Late Sleeper. We do talk about role-playing games. Like our topics are generally about role-playing games. But at the same time, we like to dip into some other stuff. I mean, here at Carpool Gaming, we do like to talk about other subjects like what's going on in our lives and what sometimes other interests outside of RPGs, but we generally, for most, when you listen to the runtime of the show, it's almost always about role-playing games. So
yes.
While I do understand this complaint, because this is definitely something I've heard a lot from some people in the community as well, and some listeners.
Okay.
We will definitely strive to talk more about role-playing games. At the same time, we do like to talk about other stuff. So it's one of those things where you could always skip past some of that stuff if you're not interested, or just, it's always just going to be part of the show from now on, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that is a fair comment, for sure. Just thinking just off the cuff here, off the hip, from just my point of view, I think, we originally set this show to be very topical. Yeah. It's like, okay, we're coming in with the topic. We are going to prep ourselves with like an RPG Cave subject. And then we're going to really, dive deep into it. And we did that for about, I would say, I don't know, a couple years.
It was like 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years. I think you just get to the point with that is that it takes a lot of effort from our end to really think about what to do with that. But at the same time, we didn't want to be repetitive. Yeah. And just to let you know, we're just two people. We're not playing all the RPG games out there. So let's say if we do like, I don't know, a From Software or a Dragon Quest overall, history or whatever, I don't feel like it's very genuine of us because we haven't played those games. Yeah. And then that's one thing. And I think another thing is we didn't want to be like, again, repetitive with our topics. I think that's why we kind of evolved the show to like, what is current events and stuff like that. So, but anyways, I we could just take this comment as a consideration. Let's, not go, derail too far off of the episodes. I understand we're pals and we want to talk about whatever. But I understand this reviewer's comment about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, if anything, I actually like when people are critical and voice their opinions about what they like and what they don't like for the show. So if people do have other comments like this or suggestions for the show, feel free to reach out to us, because I actually like that, because that helps steer the direction of the show and kind of like decide how the best to approach that. So I do want to actually thank you for leaving this comment, this review on Apple Podcasts. And I will tell you right now, we're gonna get into Garrett's things, but after that, it's pretty much gonna be all role playing games for the rest of the show. So just bear that in mind going forward. So thank you so much for your Apple Podcast review. Also, two things as well. Current Backtrackers game, which is our video game book club in the Discord, which is free to join, is of course Fury Unleashed. They're meeting on March 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So check that out. And the Book Crafters, they're meeting tonight from the night we're recording this. Nice. Of course, the Book Crafters theme, for the last time, I've been reading this for a whole month, Garrett, but they finally stopped saying that after this. It's not Valentine's, it's Smut. They're meeting at 7 p.m. Go check them out in the Discord as well. Nice. But otherwise, that's it. That's all the housekeeping, Garrett. So now hit me with your things.
All right. I got 4 things. We'll go through it. Let's just chug it all the way through. I had a trip last weekend, of course. It was really nice. Ryan, have you ever been to the Big Sur, the Monterey, California, around there?
I was there once as a child, but I was
as a child.
10.
Okay.
I was like 10. I don't really remember it that much.
Okay. It's a beautiful place. So if anyone wants a destination spot, looking out in the ocean, Highway 1, seeing all the bridges over there, and then the state parks, go check that out because it's beautiful weather, by the way. It's absolutely gorgeous weather over there. And yeah, I just highly recommend it. If for outdoor vacation spots, that's where you should go for sure.
Nice.
So my trip went really well. And then the second thing, work is going really well, Ryan. I just wanted to mention that, it's, I have a life and, work is probably like a lot of my life. And seeing that it's going really well is, it's very uplifting, especially on my end. So there you go. Work is going really well.
That's good to hear, man.
Yeah. And then third thing, I gotta say this, Ryan, this is crazy. Switch is, I'm sure it's the same for Switch 2. I don't think it's different, right? From Switch and Switch 2?
We'll find out. Tell me first. Explain what tell me about it. And I'll tell you if it's different.
Sharing photos to your phone. What is this? Like, this is something that I believe an intern can code.
No. When you say sharing, you switch to your phone, because I don't know how it is currently on Switch 1, if it got a patch or not. Do you mean using like the QR code and like scanning with your phone?
Yes, the QR code.
They fixed that on Switch 2. So on Switch 2, you load up the Nintendo Switch app on your phone.
Oh, much better.
And then if you go to the gallery, like all of your uploads are there.
Okay, much better. My goodness, this Switch workaround sharing photos to the phone is crazy.
Yeah.
Because what it does, it creates its own Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Its own Wi-Fi network point. It doesn't connect to the internet, of course.
Of course not.
But you use your phone to scan the Wi-Fi switching. Like you switch that Wi-Fi, and then it generates an HTML document, an HTML report that has the photo in there, or the batches of photos in there, and then you have to click and hold it and then download the image. It's just crazy, man. Yeah. This is like, again, an intern can code this.
I remember when that used to be a huge pain in the ass getting photos. Like, because I take screenshots all the time on Switch and then upload them to Blue Sky or Discord or whatever. And yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's like such a pain. Whereas now it's actually like pretty good. Like, you have to go into your gallery and tell it to upload to your device.
That's fine.
But that's it. That's all you have to do, and then it just appears on the app.
Yeah. So anyways, I just shared a photo on Blue Sky. You can go check that out. But this is just crazy. This Switch One sharing photos is crazy. And then the fourth thing, the AYN. You know the AYN devices? Yeah, have you ever heard of them?
Isn't that the Thor and some other ones?
That's one of them. They have other devices too. Sure. These are emulated machines. And AYN Thor is probably the one that's kind of breaking ground on more than just the hardcore enthusiasts.
Yeah, because it's like the Nintendo DS, right?
It's literally a 3DS, a little bit more expensive than original, like new Nintendo 3DS or whatever. But what you get is like an emulated machine that can play up to 3DS games, Wii U games, maybe some Switch games if you're into that. Maybe some lightweight PC games as well, all on Android, and it's a dual screen. Again, go check it out. You can search it on YouTube or whatever. There's so many different reviews or whatever. But anyways, their prices are increasing because of RAM demand. And so if you are thinking about getting an AYN Thor, now's the time. Go get it before the price increase.
I feel like we could say that about a lot of devices. Switch 2, PS5. God forbid, Xbox going up again in price. Steam Deck finally came back in stock, Garrett.
That's crazy, man. I really do feel bad for Valve because it's just horrible timing with the Steam machine. That they advertised that device, in December. Yep. And then the RAM price just shot up, and now they have to say, "Hey, we're gonna have to delay this." And by the way, the Steam Deck supply chain is disrupted right now. It's so.
Well, I was gonna say, we'll see if the Steam machine even comes out this year, or even comes out at all at this point.
That's true, man. Like, seeing how everything's going with supply chain, it's not even hitting. I mean, it's hitting RAM, but it's gonna hit every single.
Well, I was just gonna say, did you see the statement from Western Digital and Seagate from a couple weeks ago where they
heard about
Western for the year?
Yeah, I heard about Western Digital, but not Seagate. That's kind of crazy. So
it's like when that supply runs out, that's it. They're not making any more for the rest of the year.
Guys, get ready for this. It's gonna go on for a little bit. It's gonna go on for at least a couple years before we see even an end to it, because of all the building of these data centers. It's just hogging all of the hardware involved in these. And so, yeah, just if you have a console, if you have a PS5, great, keep it for a while. And play on that. If you have a PC, that's up. Like I just got a brand new PC earlier this year. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Before the RAM got super crazy. And now the GPUs are going crazy, are increasing in price. So keep those devices, because this is not going to go away anytime soon.
I was gonna say, like, the worst part is, like, my computer is finally out of warranty because I've had it now for 3.5 years, and I'm like, this is like the worst time to be in that situation, because I'm probably going to need to, if anything happens to it, like, what do I even do with some of this?
Yeah.
Like, I'll have to replace the parts, I guess, hopefully, and try and maintain it. But we'll see how it goes.
We'll help you out. Ribble will help you out.
That's true. I can always rely on Ribble for that. But anyways, Garrett.
Yeah.
Let's hop into a little side quest. I'm going to do a little RPG side quest.
Let's go on.
Because a new World of Warcraft expansion has arrived. Well, technically it arrives next week, but the early access started on Thursday for this.
Thursday.
And I've been playing it. So World of Warcraft at Midnight is here. I have actually been pretty excited about this because the last expansion, The War Within, was actually pretty good. And this is part of like a trilogy called the World Soul Saga, where there's going to be like 3 smaller expansions that then kind of tell this like big overarching story. It's kind of like the Avengers Endgame or Infinity War of like the World of Warcraft saga, where it's essentially kind of wrapping up like the entire storyline that's taken place in World of Warcraft since World of Warcraft came out in 2004, which is crazy to think about. And it's that old. But yes, it's
2004. You don't want to know.
The game is 22 years old at this point. But
oh man. I was prime time. I was prime age for World of Warcraft. I don't know why I never got into it.
Yeah.
I got to be really clear. Like I think I just got lucky. I'm not kidding.
You really did. You really did. Whereas I was really like excited for World of Warcraft because I was just into Warcraft as a property, because I really like the RTS Warcraft games, especially Warcraft 3. Which had come out like a couple years before that. And in fact, the whole game was in the Warcraft 3 engine. It was built in that engine. So, and it had a ton of the characters from Warcraft 3 in it, and it was kind of continuing the story of Warcraft 3. So I was like really stoked for World of Warcraft when it came out. And I definitely fell down the rabbit hole for many, many years with World of Warcraft. Took a long, long break, coming back with each expansion, trying things out, and then kind of bouncing again. And this time around, again, with Midnight, I was pretty excited about it. At the same time, there's a lot of games that are out right now, Garrett. I don't know if you knew this, because Resident Evil just came out on Friday.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm just
didn't
kidding.
know that. Tales of Berseria Remastered came out on Friday, which I have to play because I'm contractually obligated to play it because of the Royal Rumble. It was the winner of the Royal Rumble. So it is the game.
True.
It's the next game I have to play after Resident Evil. That's what I've decided.
Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah. And then, of course, next week we got the new Scott Pilgrim game coming out. We got Pokémon. Like, dude, there's so many games out right now. Fighting for attention.
So it's Pokémon, because that guy said, like the English translated voice actor said Pokémon, and I don't know, it flinched me. I was the guy that just like blinking his eyes like, oh no, it's the way that's how it's pronounced.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
It's
it's
officially in the record books, Garrett. We have to say it that way now.
Pokopia. I don't like it. I'll still say Pokopia, just because it just rolls off the tongue a little better for me. But sure. Okay.
Yeah. It's like the difference between Arceus and Arceus,
Arceus is archaic, let me tell you. I don't know why anyone would say Arceus. It's clearly Arceus. And then there's Rayquaza. I don't think that one. No, Kyogre. That's another one. Kyogre or Kyogre. Yeah, no, there's so many Pokemon pronouncements.
Too many. There's too
many.
But
yeah.
Anyways, back to World of Warcraft. So
okay.
World of Warcraft I've been playing since Thursday, since it dropped. So originally my plan was for this week to actually just drop everything and play Resident Evil instead. But World of Warcraft got a little bit of a head start, and I was like, okay, well, I'll play it on Thursday and kind of see how it goes. and I was really enjoying it. So I was like, okay, well, what you're looking at this weekend, I mentioned on last week's show, I'm going to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pre-release after we're done the show.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
So I knew that between work yesterday and some other stuff, like I would have to take a long break between kind of starting Resident Evil last night and then kind of playing it again either tonight late or then tomorrow. So I was like, okay, well, instead of doing it that way, why don't I just keep playing World of Warcraft and then actually finish that campaign first and then do Resident Evil and then do Tales of Berseria. So that's kind of my plan instead. Okay. So I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft Midnight over the last 2 days. Essentially, I'm at level 87 for my character. You start at level 80 as part of the expansion, and you're going to level 90. And there's like a big campaign that, tells the story. You go between 4 different areas, and they're all new areas, although they're kind of like rebuilt areas that first appeared in Burning Crusade, actually. So there's a lot of nostalgia actually there, which is one of the reasons I'm enjoying this. Because first of all, the story revolves around the Blood Elves this time around, and they're kind of like the High Elves in the World of Warcraft universe, and their home back in Warcraft 3 was destroyed by the undead. The undead were there to take a device called the Sunwell, which is this big magical device that has a lot of magical properties. And in that game, they were trying to resurrect this necromancer that had died or whatever. So the entire city of their kind of main city of Silvermoon had been destroyed. But we actually, and we saw in Burning Crusade, kind of the after effects of that, where there's like this big area called the dead line, I think it's called. Which just has a bunch of like, when we explore there's these beautiful woods, and then in the middle of this, there's this like just this area that looks like a swamp with like decay everywhere and zombies and skeletons everywhere, because that's like the path that the undead took to attack Silvermoon City. So in Midnight, you get to see the after effects where now it's been many years since that happens. So the Blood Elves have fought back the undead and now have basically rebuilt that entire area, including Silvermoon City, which is now the kind of like the new kind of like hub area you're in. But we're facing a new threat now. The void enemies, of course, enemies from beyond the void.
Enemies.
These like enemies of pure darkness, essentially.
That sounds like Destiny. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly. And led by Xelatoth, who, of course, is a callback to an earlier World of Warcraft expansion, Legion, where there's the Shadow Priest quest line that you go on. You earn a dagger with Xelatoth is like sealed within the dagger, and as you play through that expansion, you hear your character will hear voices. You'll hear Xelatoth talking to you through the dagger, and it's like hinting at like things to come, and you're kind of learning about Xelatoth as a character. She's basically like this ancient god that was sealed in this dagger a long ass time ago, and she just is like very upset with the living for not wanting to become part of the void, essentially. So after the Legion expansion, she's essentially freed from the dagger, and she's now kind of come back as like the big enemy in this game, which I think is cool, because again, like it's hitting all the nostalgic moments for me as someone who's been playing World of Warcraft a long time. There's a ton of lore implications there as far as where the story is going. It is kind of the middle part of the trilogy as far as where the story goes, so we're kind of picking up where the War Within left off, where we'd fought back Xelatoth a bit, but now she's tried to take the Sunwell, or I should say she's tried to destroy the Sunwell, because it's really like the one thing that can really destroy her, because it's an artifact that's full of like pure light magic, and the void enemies are like deathly afraid of light magic, essentially, or it's the one thing they're basically weak to, essentially. So there's the game starts off, there's this big all-out attack on the Sunwell. You fight them off, and then you're essentially going around these other areas, like around Silvermoon City, basically trying to stop the Void invaders. But also there's, now that the Sunwell has been activated to stop Xelatoth, you're now seeing light-infused enemies attacking the populous area as well, which are also dangerous, which is one of the reasons why the Blood Elves don't want to use the Sunwell. So the story itself is actually pretty interesting. There's a lot of cinematics and a lot of storytelling actually this time around, which is actually different from World of Warcraft, because like we saw more storytelling elements in the War Within, but this time around I feel like they've taken it to a new level. There's like there's a lot of voice acting, there's a lot of cinematics, and there's just a lot of storytelling on display, and actually some good writing this time around. So
that's good. That's good.
I've actually been enjoying the campaign a lot. And then the new areas look really cool. Again, they're kind of rebuilt areas from a lot of Burning Crusade areas that I've been to, which again, for me who loves Burning Crusade and loves the Blood Elves, actually it's hitting all the nostalgic points. So I've been really, really enjoying Midnight at this point. Again, I'm like 10 hours into the campaign.
Nice.
And I would say it'll take about 15 hours to finish. Cause again, I'm like on the second last area and I'm about halfway through it. So,
Okay.
I would imagine by like early Sunday, I will have it finished. And then there's a whole end game stuff to do after that. But I'm kind of waiting because there's also a new race that unlocks, and they're kind of like, in a way, they're kind of like a mix between these elves and like the Na'vi from Avatar, where
okay,
they're kind of like this like ancient tribal kind of race that lives out in this area that is near kind of where the Blood Elves lives, and they're all about communing with nature. In fact, their area kind of reminds me of Pandora from Avatar, which I think is pretty cool.
Okay.
So you can totally make yourself a blue person if you want to, but there's also they have a bunch of different skin colors and stuff. But they also have a lot of access to a lot of classes that are normally locked to races I don't like to play as, but are classes that I like to play, like Shaman or Druid. So I actually kind of want to make that like kind of my main guy going forward. So but they don't unlock until the main game comes out in about 4 days on Tuesday. So
cool.
That's kind of so. Once I finish the campaign, I'm going to probably put it down, play Resident Evil, and then probably come back to it when they kind of unlock that, so that I can kind of level up my main character. So
cool.
If people are like have fallen off of World of Warcraft or are looking maybe to get it back into it, honestly, this feels like a great time to get into World of Warcraft if someone's new or someone hasn't played in a while. But so far so good, man. I think this expansion is going to be pretty good. We'll see how the end game goes with some of the raids and dungeons and stuff like that. But been really, really, really enjoying it, actually.
It sounds like you're really enjoying it. I'm glad they're still continuing the support of this game after all these years. And, even though Microsoft acquired all of these assets, I'm glad that they're still going. And it seems like they're just running their course. It seems like there is an endpoint with World of Warcraft.
Yep.
I'm curious what they do afterwards, if they even do another Warcraft-like game, whether it be a World of Warcraft or something else.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say because like I'm curious to see what happens after this next expansion that comes out after this one, because it is like the third one in the trilogy will be the next expansion, and it's going to kind of wrap up the entire story. So like, do they do what Final Fantasy 14 is doing now, where they start a new story after that happens? Or do they do what you talked about, Garrett, where maybe it is time to do a new game? I will tell you, though, they've done a lot of really good graphical improvements, especially with both War Within and this one. Where like I'm running it on 4K on my modern PC, and like it looks really good. Like it
That's
actually, like the game itself, like the artistic direction, I think that like them kind of going more in a cartoony style to begin with, I think actually really helped them. And really helped the design last the test of time, because this game actually looks pretty good on modern PCs. So
that's great. That's good to hear. You never World of Warcraft seems like one of a kind, man.
Yeah.
Hearing just not just like graphical improvements, but just every time I hear about World of Warcraft, whether it's from you or from other fans, they keep going back to it, and then it's like I'm still having a lot of fun. It's like, man, really, like. After all these years, and you put so much time into it, in the early years, you're still going back to it is kind of one of a kind. So good on them.
I mean, it's not even just the visual design. Like the gameplay of World of Warcraft is actually pretty timeless. It just feels fun to play, especially because they've made a lot of improvements over the years as well, like to the way like class design set up as well, especially this time around. They've kind of streamlined all of the abilities that you have, where you're kind of focusing on core abilities with each kind of specialization. And it's just fun to play, man. Like
That's good.
have a lot of fun playing that game. So yeah,
it's good to hear.
World of Warcraft, I think it's pretty good. Like the live version is pretty good. And then for those that are sentimental, there's, because they kind of tied this in with this expansion, the Burning Crusade, classic is out now, so you can go play that as well. Like if you're really into that, if you want just the old school feel of it, it doesn't look as good, and it's very archaic, as far and clunky as far as the quest design and stuff. But if you want that experience, it's there too. So like I like.
Ryan, I have a question for you. for anyone that wants to get into World of Warcraft, like, hey, I'm a new player, what should they do? What should you get?
So what's interesting is that, first of all, with World of Warcraft, it is a subscription-based game. So you do have to pay for a subscription monthly. But that subscription covers everything, the entire gamut. So once you get, like, it's one paid subscription for the current version of the game as well as all the classic versions. So regardless of which path you want to go down, first thing you got to do is get a subscription to World of Warcraft. There is a free, you can play for free and try the game up to level 20. So that is an option if you want to at least try the game. But I would argue it does not give you a real sense of what the game actually is in the time that you have to do that. Like, if you're going to do this, you should at least buy 1 month or commit to buying 1 month. And then you can turn the auto renew off at that point once you sign up. And then, if you're not like you just fall off with it. Because from there, you don't really need to buy the game. Once you have the subscription, the only thing you'll need to buy is the newest expansion when you get to that point.
I see.
But you can play the rest of the game for free as part of the subscription, essentially.
That's nice. Okay.
But if someone's new to World of Warcraft, I would recommend actually playing the current version of the game. Because Because I do think it's a lot more user-friendly. It's a lot more friendly to new players. If you then want to venture off and try Classic at that point, I would definitely do that. It is part of the subscription at that point. I know, like, someone like Fee or other people in the World of Warcraft community might actually, argue against that idea. But again, like, I feel like it's a lot easier to go back to Classic after a year of experience, kind of the live version, than kind of trying Classic and then deciding it's not for you.
Yeah,
because I think it's just harder for new players to get into. It's a lot harder to figure out what to do in Classic. Like, you have to go look up a lot of stuff.
I'm sure.
And not only that, you have to talk to a lot of players. Like, if you want to do like dungeons and other quests, you have to go into like the chat, like the general chat, if you don't know anyone, to like try and organize groups because there's no group finders for things. Like, it's a bit of a pain for someone who's new to the game. Whereas I think if you're new, you should play the live version of the game. It's a lot of fun. And also there's you can choose to go in with no tutorial, or there's a really good tutorial that walks you through, hey, here's how you do everything.
Got it.
Like it brings you to this tutorial area where you learn all the mechanics of the game. Like, I think it's much better at learning, like teaching new players what to do.
Cool. I mean, that sounds really cool. Yeah, I always think about MMOs here and there, but the way my play style these days, it just doesn't. It's not compatible with MMOs these days. I like to dabble with Elder Scrolls Online here and there.
Yeah.
I think it's more just to get a taste of what that feels and looks like, but then I eventually just get bored of it and just kind of drop off. So
they're real-time things. And if you don't have the time to play it, like, it's just going to happen. Even someone like me, who has a lot of time to play games, like even I don't play a lot of MMOs I don't sink a ton of time into World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14 or other ones, but I don't always have like a live service game of some kind that's in my rotation that I'm usually playing.
Think Final Fantasy 14 is more intriguing than out of all the MMOs, to be quite honest with you, just because it's free for a good long time. To get through it.
So. Yeah, you don't even have to pay the subscription with that until you get to like a certain point. It's like 200 hours before you.
That's crazy, man. That's still crazy to hear that they offer that. But
and again, Final Fantasy 14, I think, is also better because I think it has a much deeper story. It's fully single player. Like, you don't have to play with other players at all. Like,
that's another thing.
There's a lot more things going for that versus World of Warcraft, which there's a lot more barriers for people that aren't into MMOs to hop into it. But so I don't know how long I'm going to stick with it past. Playing through that, like I definitely want to do some of the end game stuff later, but I don't know if I'm going to play it right away because, like I said, before, there's a lot of games out right now, and over the next month, like there's a lot of games coming out after that too. Like I'm really excited for Fatal Frame and some of these other games that are coming out too. So like, dude, like there's
too many games, man.
A lot to play, man. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, I'll probably talk about World of Warcraft again next week, just briefly to kind of wrap up my thoughts on it, because I'll have it finished by next week for sure.
Cool,
but. There you go. But now, Garrett.
Yes.
Now that I've talked for 20 minutes about the lore of World of Warcraft, it is now time for us to read from the sacred texts.
Oh.
Because we are going to talk about Pokemon Presents, Garrett. There was a Pokemon Presents that happened this week. In fact, it literally just happened yesterday. And
It just happened yesterday. Yes.
Because it was Pokemon Day. So let's talk about all the Pokemon stuff that they talked about there. Well, I mean, not everything. We're not going to talk about the new additions to the card game or the new items in the Pokemon shop that you can go buy. We're not talking about any of that stuff.
We're not going to talk about Pokemon Sleep, Ryan?
No.
Darn.
Get the heck out of here with that. But no, I boil it down to just the game stuff, really. That's all we really care about here. So, also, before we talk about the game stuff, Garrett, let's talk about the mini Game Boy. That everyone when I saw that advertisement, I thought, oh my God, they made a Game Boy Mini with Pokemon.
That's what I thought too, man. That's what I thought too. And then you just kind of switch your cartridges like cassette tapes, and there's like a little photo there that's nostalgic. It's nostalgic. And
the photo is to represent the music that's playing, right? Like it's
I guess so.
Track, because it comes with 40. So first of all, it's a mini music player in the shape of a Game Boy.
Oh my God!
None of the buttons work on it, by the way, other than the power button.
That's so bad. It is just a plastic thing. It literally is a plastic thing
with a speaker.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
with a speaker.
And it comes with 40 individual cartridges, and each cartridge has a song from from Pokemon Red and Blue, and it just plays whatever cartridge you put in the little player plays that song.
I like the idea of this. We gotta capitalize off of this nostalgia as much as we can, the music, whatever, but it just looks cheap. It looks like something I get off of a Temu website. It looks like something I see at a clearance shelf from Kohl's. I'm not even kidding. I think this is where I'm gonna see this product.
Probably.
is in a clearance section of Kohl's 2 years from now. I have no interest of getting it. And I grew up with the Pokemon games. I'm the target audience. Right. Me. I am the
it's
target
literally
audience.
You are like
yes.
We've talked about it many times before. We talk about Pokemon. You are the person for this.
Yes, and the music is probably the most nostalgic thing there of the games themselves is the sounds. But yeah, if the price was right, and I don't know, I just don't want like a lot of cassettes all around. I just don't want like a lot of things to hold or whatever. But if the price was right, I would consider it just to have it somewhere. But
when it goes down on clearance at Kohl's, that's when you'll consider it.
When it goes down on clearance at Kohl's. So the price I see out there is $70.
That's what I was frantically searching for in case people were wondering what I was looking at. Yeah, $70. And that's the thing, you might not see it at Kohl's because is it exclusive to the Pokemon Center? I think it might be.
Oh, okay. It's one of those too.
Oh, and it doesn't matter anyways, Garrett. It's already
sold out. All right. Well, so the collectors got them. Or they just, I'm sure it's like limited supply too. So the hardest of hardcore fans are going to grab it. But anyways, I had no interest of getting this whatsoever.
Yeah. It's honestly, it seems like it seems like a nice novelty item, but you're right. Like it would be such a pain in the ass to like keep all those little cartridges together.
Yeah.
Like you're going to lose one or two of them and stuff like that. Like there's a reason why it comes in like this giant box that has all of them. Yarden chimes in and says they were gone in less than 2 hours. That's crazy.
No, I mean, there are the Pokemon fans. There are the Pokemon fans, but there's also the scalpers as well that go after it. So, anyways, good for them. I'm happy to not get this.
Yeah, same. But so I thought that was interesting. And I was hoping it'd be a little like Game Boy Mini announcement or something like that. But no.
That would have been cool. I think we're long past the retro console plastic emulated station type of thing. I think Nintendo's kind of like way past that these days. They'll never make one again. They'll just throw the games on NSO and call it a good
or sell them, which we'll get into in a second. But I mean, the fact that Sega stopped doing them actually just is a sign that I don't think we're seeing them come back from anybody at this point.
Yeah, it was certainly like a wave, For sure. Like probably from 2000, I would say 17, 18 to 2021, like around that area.
I would argue even after that, because like the Sega Genesis Mini, which we actually have a video about on Carpool, actually the Mini 2, because I remember being really excited about that. That was kind of the last big one.
Okay.
Yeah, like actually, because that was 3 years ago. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That. Yeah. That was 2022. The end of 2022 is when that came out. Because, like that's when I put up that video unboxing that. So you were right. I thought it was later than that.
No, I think, so long past the plastic mini console thing. But we'll
Yarden
see.
does bring up the point, though. They just sold us a $100 plastic Virtual Boy shell. I mean, it's not really a console. But
it's not a console.
I guess it's like the same spirit, though.
I do, I was actually kind of tempted with the Lego setup. The one, the original Game Boy Lego, selling at Costco for a good price. Actually, it was like, it was getting down. It was getting cheaper and cheaper. So anyways,
nice.
I like their ideas, the nostalgia. They know what to get after. But this ain't it for me. This cassette tape thing.
Same. All right, well, let's talk about things we can buy, not on NMSO, Garrett, but on the eShop. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are out now with home support. Now, again, this news came out last week, but you weren't on the show last week, so I made sure to wait till this week to talk about it. So,
cool.
What do you think, Garrett? Are you gonna buy these? Because again, you were like the prime audience for this.
I will buy one of them for sure. I probably won't get both in the beginning, but I'll buy like Fire Red because that was my original play. So it currently doesn't have Pokemon Home support. It will in the future.
Okay.
That's what they said. It's interesting. So Fire Red and Leaf Green, for folks who don't know, is the remakes of the original Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green, which Green came out in Japan, Blue came out in the States and the rest of the world. This is kind of the GBA version, right? So it's kind of on the same level as the third gen Pokemon games in terms of like art assets and graphics and sound and whatever. It's the Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald level. It goes through, of course, the whole game. The original Fire Red, or the original Red and Green, the Kanto region. You face Gary, or you can call him Blue or Green or whatever, your rival. And there's a lot more content in this compared to the original games. You do go to like the Ember Islands afterwards. So you beat the Elite Four, and then there's a whole like post content stuff with this. And then they do say in this version you can get like the special events that happened during the game that were time sensitive or something like that. They do get special moves. Your starters get special moves later on as well. I think there's actually Pokemon outside the first gen once you go past the main story. Yeah. That's what I recall. And then these games came out in 2004, which was prime. I was 10. That was prime time.
Same year as World of Warcraft, baby.
Same year as World of Warcraft. I remember getting the guide for this, the official Pokemon guide for Fire Red and Leaf Green, and bringing this with me all the time in school in fifth grade. And just when reading time happened, I would open this thing up and just look through the Pokedex, look through the kind of the playthrough of it. I remember spilling. What did I spill? It was some sort of like lemon Gatorade or it was like a mango Gatorade or whatever. But I remember of course clean it off, whatever. But I still remember that smell related to that book. Yeah. So I just want to let you know, Ryan, it's super nostalgic for me. I still have my original Fire Red and Leaf Green versions with me, so I can play those whenever. I still have my SP, which somehow works. I probably need to replace the battery sometime.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do enjoy Fire Red and Leaf Green a lot. These are really good versions of the original games. So yeah, even though they're being sold separately from NSO, this is probably well worth the price of $20 US.
Yeah.
Each. So
I mean, it's certainly cheaper than buying the games, like the cartridges.
yeah,
at this point.
what's a loose price for these games? Are
I'm
they
gonna
like
go look it up real quick.
Yeah. I'm sure it's like in the hundreds of dollars. It's one of those like, oh, it's been tested and it works.
All right. You ready for this one? This is the leaf green version, Garrett.
Leaf green, okay.
And hold on, let me switch to US dollars so I can do this. So loose price, just the cartridge, $135.
Oh gosh.
Complete in box price, $419.
My gosh.
And
that's crazy.
For Fire Red, because the prices are actually very similar. So loose price, you can get it a little cheaper at $140, or for a complete copy, $375. So, there are GBA games that are more expensive, but that's still way more than $20.
Yeah, Pokemon games they hold value and even more.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I haven't played either of these games, and I haven't really been and the main reason was because I missed out on them when they came out, because I wasn't playing as many GPA role-playing games at the time, or when I was playing GPA role-playing games, it was stuff like Golden Sun or Shining Force and other stuff. And I don't know, I just wasn't really into Pokemon at that time. So I didn't really pick these up. And, after that, if you wanted to get into, again, they were very expensive. So
they were very expensive, yes.
So
I do have to say, you don't have to get both versions. That's why I'm just getting one version. So really, the only differences between these two versions, as you've seen before, is just different, maybe a little bit of a different Pokemon in certain areas. And then also the trading of Pokemon is different, maybe on certain spots, but that's really it. Yep. They do, so with these versions, they support online local play. So that means you can link up with your friends or whatever locally. Yeah. But you cannot link up online. You
can't trade across the country. Like you and I can't trade Pokemon.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can't get in a room together and do trading and battling online. And then another weird thing about these versions is that they're broken down into language packs. So there's the French, and then the English, and then the Spanish version. And I was looking at their Q&A of oh, why did you do this? Why is it like this? Different language packs instead of all in one, language packs. And their response was we wanted to keep to the original versions of the game and really have an authentic experience of having separate versions of the. I'm like, are you serious? You're gonna say that bullshit?
Yeah.
Really? No, they're just out to save money. It costs money to put them all in one version, and it's just easier for them to just, here you go.
But they could have just did the same thing that the Metal Gear Solid collection did, whereas you just download them as free DLC packs.
I don't know. I don't know,
because they didn't incorporate into the same version, but you just download the extra pack if you want it. You don't have to pay for it again. That seems silly to me.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I don't know what's the deal with them, but that's it. So Fire Red and Leaf Green are great versions of the original Gen 1 games. I highly recommend it if you have not played these.
Yeah.
I would actually say you can play these over the original versions just to have a feel for them and then go through it. But if you're really itching for that older authentic experience, of course you can go back to Red and Blue on the 3DS.
Yep.
By the way,
just go buy it on the store.
3DS.
Right? Just go buy it on the store.
Yeah, you can just buy it on the store. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, that's actually this is almost like them continuing what they were doing on 3DS though, because on 3DS
that's true.
We got all the Game Boy versions of these games, and now we're getting the GBA stuff on Switch 2 and Switch. So.
Which is freaking crazy. And now they don't offer those Game Boy games anymore.
Nope.
Which is crazy. I hope they do trickle out the rest of the classic Pokemon games, I'm fine with them selling them $20 a piece.
Same.
That's totally fine.
If anything, I know I saw some people complaining about these not being on NSO, but like I kind of like it this way. Like I honestly would rather purchase these games and just have them.
Yeah, because it's not a subscription. It's not like you don't have to have a subscription, and it's a la carte, and you just keep it forever.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you have a Nintendo account that's active.
Yeah, like when NSO eventually stops working or whatnot, like you'll have these games. Like I actually like that. Like that's one of the reasons why like I was actually excited for like console archives when that got announced, and we got like the port of like Ninja Gaiden 2 on NES as an example. Like I like owning my own games. So
yeah, this is cool.
So yeah, I'm definitely going to buy one of these at some point. As I mentioned, there's a lot of games out right now, so like this is like I can wait till the summer to buy one of these. Like whenever I'm ready to play them, essentially, and kind of go from there. But yeah, like Yarden actually chimes in as well, saying I want to buy them, not locked to a sub. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's great. I really do appreciate Sony PlayStation. I know they do their classic lineup with their most expensive tier, but they also do a la carte as well on a lot of older games.
And the best part about that is that, Garrett, if you own that game on PlayStation 3 or Vita,
crazy.
You just get it for free on PlayStation 5. Like that,
that's
like
crazy.
they go that extra step too on top of all that. Like I think the way Sony has their system set up, I think is like the way I want to see like that from Nintendo, like that same kind of system.
Honestly, if they really do sell these games like $20 or whatever variable price a pop, they'll get more money.
Yeah.
I don't know actually. Maybe there is some economic mindset of like keeping that subscription base, and maybe there's a happy medium in between. And I don't know, but I'm glad these versions at least are a la carte.
Sure, but I would also make the argument, well, why not do both? Like that's like.
Well, if you do both, I'm just thinking of an economic standpoint.
Sure.
How many people would be willing to just pay a la carte and not do the Nintendo subscription service? That's just less recurring revenue on your end.
Sure.
That's just pure economics here. I'm just trying to thinking of a businessman mindset, but I don't know. I'm not an economist. I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not a market analyst. I don't do that stuff. So
very shocked. Shocked to learn. Breaking news, everyone. Garrett is not an economist. An economist.
An economist.
Look, it's Saturday. Okay, this is day one of my vacation. I'm allowed to say words incorrectly. Okay, it's fine.
Let's do it.
Speaking of old games, Garrett.
Yeah.
Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness coming to GameCube NSO in March. So we knew this was coming because they announced this back when they announced the first set of GameCube NSO games, but they just didn't announce a date or anything like that. So just some nebulous date in March. I'm sure like they'll just tweet out one day, hey, it's out now.
It's out now. Yeah. Going this is Switch 2. Switch 2 exclusive, of course. Switch GameCube.
2. Yep.
Why don't you check a loose price on this one, Ryan?
Oh, I know. It's expensive. I remember.
If you think Fire Red and Leaf Green were the Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, these two are notorious.
Well, actually.
Okay.
Actually.
Maybe I'm not.
So the loose price is more expensive than the loose price for the Game Boy games.
Yes.
At $152.
Yes.
But the complete price is actually much cheaper at $225. But that's also because like it's a lot easier to preserve like a complete in-box GameCube game versus a Game Boy Advance game.
That's true.
Because of the cardboard boxes.
Cardboard boxes, yes. Yeah,
but this is actually like gone down in price when they.
It has gone down. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it was up like $180, $200 or whatever.
Well, it was actually pretty consistent at like the $250 range.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it definitely took like it's definitely good to take a nosedive, and I think it's going to nosedive even further actually when this comes to NSO actually, because we've seen that a lot with the other games like. The Lunar PS1 games, as an example, have like really gone down in price actually versus where they were before. They used to be worth like $200 to $300 complete in box before, but now you can get them probably for about $100 each.
No, that's pretty nice to hear actually. But anyways, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Pokemon Coliseum. I've played both when I was a kid. I loved both. They have their own style to them. They are not don't go into them thinking, oh, these are the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
These are interesting spin-offs of and then they add some sort of mechanism. So it's very story-driven based narrative games. You mainly do just one-on-one battles. You don't do a lot of wild type, like go out into an area and then you get your Pokemon. No, it's nothing like that. There's a certain mechanic to this one, XD Gale of Darkness, where they're really focused on the dark Pokemon, and you actually have to use Pokeballs to steal or capture the dark Pokemon from the evil gang or evil trainers, and then you have to purify that dark Pokemon somewhere. I forgot what the exact mechanic. But actually the availability of Pokemon in these two games are very limited.
I think there's only like 30 of them or something, right? 30 different Pokemon,
yeah,
like
it's very low. It's and so you got to be very determined to get which Pokemon that you want in these games. Again, it's very heavy story driven. I did like them, but I didn't think I liked them compared to the original or the main Pokemon series. So take that with a grain of salt. But coming on an NSO, go try them out. I do recommend Colosseum first. That's the first one before you get into XD Gale of Darkness. But honestly, I don't think there's too much of a connection between the two.
They also haven't announced when Colosseum's coming out yet either.
Oh, wait. I thought Colosseum was out.
Oh.
Why? No. Pokemon Colosseum's out.
It's not on GameCube. So, in fact, I'm going to grab my Switch too. It's right around the corner.
Oh, let me check Pokemon Colosseum then. Colosseum. Switch 2. Yeah, let me check that out.
Never mind. It's too far away. I'd have to get up. No, it's not out on GameCube MSO, I don't think.
I'm checking this real quick. First, okay, offering, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because they announced it's coming, but it's not out.
Why are they releasing this one first?
Because they decided to just do it this way. I don't know. You tell me.
I thought Colosseum launched.
Nope,
I don't know why.
This is the first one. This is the first one of the two that they're launching. It's weird.
Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yep. They're just like, oh, you'll just play Pokemon Colosseum later. I guess. So, yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. They said, man, I thought it was like October or something.
Because they announced it with the other NSO stuff, but they just never put a date on it.
My goodness. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be out at some point.
It'll be out at some point.
So maybe like with your advice, Garrett, maybe to not play Gale of Darkness right when it comes out. Wait for Colosseum to come out first, play that, then come back to Gale of Darkness.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I recommend.
Okay.
That I find that to be the oddest order of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the Pokemon Company, Garrett. Can you really put that past them at this point?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. You seriously, that threw me off. Anyways, okay. Sure. Yeah. XD Gale of Darkness is first.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I would have remembered if it came to GameCube NSO, because we haven't gotten a lot of GameCube NSO releases. They've been few and far between at this point. Yeah. So, it'll come at some point. But, next up, Garrett. They had another trailer for Pokepia. We really don't need to delve on it too much. I just want to mention the fact that it's out next week. People seem to be excited about Pokepia. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not a game for me, so I'm definitely not playing it. And I know you don't have a Switch 2, so you're not probably playing it either. But
no,
does it really do anything for you? Probably, because I know you were excited. You like Dragon Quest Builders, but
this just seems a little too. I guess it's just trying to be a little bit too cute about it. I don't know. I know where they're playing at. They're really playing at the people who are really into, let's say, the indie cozy building crafting type of people that really hook up on the adorableness and the style of that. I'm just not feeling this one, at least for me. I'm sure it'll serve a lot of people. It is going to be a fun game. I'm sure that's going to be the case. It's just seeing this, I don't know, a couple times. I'm just not jiving with it. I'm good.
I know the Nintendo Drive crew. They were excited about this when they talked about it this week after the Treehouse. So
yeah.
But yeah, for me, I'm also just like, I'm not really into it. But Yarden, of course, in the chat, very excited about this. Pokepia is going to be my entire personality starting next week. So
I'm very much looking forward to seeing people playing this game. I actually do want other people. I think I find that more entertaining than myself playing the game. Because I think just seeing their passion into these types of games, these like building, crafting, whatever, with a side of adorableness, I think this is a good fit. It's a no-brainer. Yep. I think on the Pokemon company side to do this type of game. So I'm glad they're doing it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I'm interested to see how it reviews when it comes out next week.
Yeah. It's on my fantasy pick on the PSVG. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Well, speaking of your fantasy picks in PSVG, Garrett, I know you had this one too.
Oh my God.
Pokemon Wins and Pokemon Waves finally got announced. Of course, the big reveal, of course, the last reveal of the show. Gen 10 coming out, which is exciting.
Gen 10. Yeah, Gen 10 coming out. This was this was a weird reveal to me. But anyways, let's go through the whole information first before we gather our thoughts.
Obviously, it's inspired by the Philippines. It's the location they're going with this.
Okay, cool. That's really cool.
We've gotten 3 new starters, of course. We've got Brout, which is like a plant-based owl.
Sure.
We've got Gekwa, who's like a water-based like gecko. And we've got Ponbon, which is like a Pomeranian fire type Pokemon.
Which I think is the fan favorite currently.
Yeah.
Is the Ponbon. But I've seen some love with the other 2 starters.
I like Gekwa. I'm usually not going for water types, but I like the gecko. I think he looks pretty cool.
I think I want to reserve my thoughts until I see, or my choice until I see the last evolution.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's super far off.
I think Ponbon, as much as people like Ponbon now, is going to be like a stand-up
a stand-up werewolf thing. I don't know. That would be weird.
I hate those.
That would be weird. I hope it's and then it can be like a bigger pup, a bigger dog or whatever, but it's going to be too, I feel like it's going to be too close to that other fire lion Pokemon that's out too. So anyways,
but Brout also is not really,
lot,
not too unique either. So I don't know.
What was that?
We've had Brout probably isn't really super unique either. Cause like we've had like other like owls and other stuff too. So
I saw one post saying that Brout will evolve into Eugene Levy, and I was laughing so hard.
Oh my God.
For folks who don't know, Eugene Levy is like in Schitt's Creek, and he's an hilarious guy. I love it. I do love the excitement towards Ponbon. Of course, that's my favorite as well for these beginning evolutions. But we'll see how these later evolutions look like. I'm curious about their dual types. Of course, if they have any, it'd be a daring move if they go along with a single type for each of these starters. But anyways.
Yeah, that's really all we know about the starters themselves. Like, we don't know any of the subtypes. We don't know what they evolve into. We just know kind of like, basically just first images of what these Pokemon even look like. Yep. We also know there's going to be some kind of underwater exploration element.
Yes.
As part of this, but we don't really know too much about that at this point. And of course, the key piece of information, Garrett, it's out in 2027. Yep.
It got me. Was it my pick in PSVG? Was it or was it not? I don't think it was.
I was listening to Shaq a little bit yesterday, and I remember Rebecca mentioning that. So I assume.
PSVG is yes. That's
what I meant.
Yeah. So
you asked PSVG, so
yeah. The PSVG Fantasy Critic, I did get Gen 10, and of course Jan 32 capitalized on that and counterpicked it. So.
Of course he did.
Yeah, and now it's locked. But just to let you know, Ryan,
of course,
I had GTA 6 and Crimson Desert last year, and they were both counterpicked, so I could not drop them. I still won, and it was actually it was close near the end, but I was ahead for most of the year. Yeah. So, I'm down but not out. How about that with the Fantasy Critic?
I was gonna say you definitely picked it in our league too, and it was also counterpicked by Croco Kyle. actually.
Oh, wait. I did pick Gen 10?
You did pick Gen 10 in our league as well, Garrett.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh, wait,
Man.
No, sorry, no. Correction.
Yeah,
I thought you did.
I don't think I did.
I thought you did, but you were next to Jiggy Collector. So when
Yeah.
I read it wrong.
Oh, so the Jiggy Collector got
So
grabbed
Jiggy
it.
Collector has it in our league.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, Jiggy. Sorry. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways,
I was going to say, you have
2027.
the Pokemon game you have is Pokopia, Garrett. Actually.
Yeah, I think it's going to be I think for the people who like that type of game, they're going to love this game.
Yeah.
In general. So
Yeah.
I think it'll score like at least an 80.
I mean, Hambone Johnny counterpicked it, so we'll see how that
Good luck,
goes.
Hambo Johnny.
Yep.
Good luck.
I mean, he won last year, so we don't need to wish him luck. But
You're going down.
I will say, though, Garrett, about the trailer,
Yeah.
I thought the game looks pretty good.
I think it looks good.
Way better than both ZA or Scarlet.
Yes. I agree with you. I think I don't want to get my hopes up a lot on these Pokemon games though.
Sure.
Especially just seeing this intro, what I feel is like, yeah, this is another Pokemon game, and I don't see a lot of life in there just yet.
Sure.
Again, this is very early days. They're just revealing like the towns and then like the Pokemon and you can tell they're advertising open areas.
Yep.
Like this is so open. You can see the cliffs, you can see the oceans, look at the water, look at the waves. So I don't know. I don't know yet about this game, but
Fair.
from what I've seen, yes, graphically much better.
Yep.
Way more improvement on that end.
And I will say, to give the Pokemon company credit, like both Scarlet and Violet, and then also ZA, like they perfectly nailed the performance on Switch 2. Like, so I'm confident that, or I feel pretty good about them nailing the performance again this time around. Like, we're not gonna have another Scarlet and Violet on Switch 1, situation where it's gonna like run at like 20 frames a second and things are going to fall through the floor and stuff. I feel as though they've ironed that out with the last two entries, combined with the fact too that they're taking their time with this one. Like I would feel a little more apprehensive if this was coming out this year, but the fact that it's coming out next year, and I also would imagine like this is probably like fall of next year at this point, because they like to release their games in the fall. Like,
well, no, that's not always the case. They had a lot of Pokemon games release in March.
Okay.
So I can see it being spring.
But do they, I was going to say, the new gens, do they usually release them in earlier in the year? Because I feel like every new gen has usually come out in the fall.
Let me double check Pokemon X and Y, but I'm pretty sure that came out in like April of that year.
Interesting.
Let me check.
Yeah, it's possible, but...
no, that was October.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did have some mainline Pokemon games come out in like spring.
Yeah, because
So
I feel like the late spring stuff has always usually been like spin-offs of Pokemon. That's just the feeling I've always gotten.
No, they've had mainline Pokemon games come out in late spring as well.
Okay.
So and especially because the Switch 2 has been out for so long as well. I think it would be fine to put it in late spring this time around.
All right, so then
for these games, yeah.
So then, question then: do you think it does come out in late spring, or do you think it actually comes out in the fall? Because I still feel like it's probably coming out fall of next year.
I think it's. Yeah, they had a release. They had to announce this game because of the Pokemon Presents.
Yeah, and because of the anniversary, right? Like it's the 30th anniversary.
It's the anniversary.
Well, like it made sense to do so.
Yeah, and they had nothing else to show. This was their final thing. So
you talk about they had that Game Boy player, like the music player.
Oh my god. I can see either or. I can see late spring. I can see fall. I'm more. I think I'm more on the late spring date, but to be honest with you, they can go either or for this one. I just think of, and that's purely just of a churning rate of the Pokemon games. I think they want to, even though they're kind of delaying this, not delaying this, they're setting this later, like next year. Compared to what they had previously, where they've done like Pokemon games almost every year for a good while. So I think the spring they're just like, we just need to get this out as soon as possible so we can go on to the next thing.
Fair.
So yeah. Anyways,
Either way, it feels like they're taking their time with this one, regardless of whether it comes out in spring or fall. So like, I think that this game will probably be pretty solid when it comes out, or at least I'm expecting it to be. So
yeah, it will be solid. I'm curious what different things they're gonna do this time around with the game. Like what kind of new mechanic that they'll do, or is it just gonna? I mean, of course, it's just gonna be another Pokemon game.
Yeah.
So I don't expect anything too wild. I'm still clinging to the Pokemon Legends Arceus mechanic.
yeah, which
I
is not,
really
we know
want to
it's not
see
going
that
to be
again.
that. Yeah,
No, it's not. Of course, it's not. But I did not care for the Pikachu's.
yeah. The
Show,
Pikachu's and the outfits.
I didn't know what to make of that. That looked AI to me, actually.
Oh God.
They dressed up Pikachu's like they're humans or whatever, and I was uncomfortable.
Why are those
overall
Pikachu's
with
hanging
us.
out wearing this outfit and saying hello to you?
And it's just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Originally, looking at the beginning of this game, Ryan, there was a screenshot. I posted on Blue Sky about this. That, with Umbreon and Espeon and Pikachu, that looked like Gen 2.
Yeah.
That exactly looked like Gen 2. And I was flipping, man. Like, I was going crazy. It was like, they're actually doing this. And then I see that it's more water or, ocean based. And it's like, oh, okay, it's their new Pokemon game.
And it felt like it was like memories of like, this person had been on those adventures before, and this is a new adventure for them.
Or I'm curious if they'll do on the back end, DLC wise, what you go through this journey here, maybe you go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Post DLC. But
because they did that with the DLC for Scarlet and Violet. So
yes,
they could do it here too. But
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that I am much more excited for this than I probably would have been for other Pokemon games, especially like going on to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because like we talked about it last year. I played Scarlet and Violet last year and really enjoyed it, and I liked Pokemon ZA. So
That's
I'm
good.
kind of back in on Pokemon, like new Pokemon games. So like I am actually pretty excited to see more and to play this one because of how much I like Scarlet and Violet. So we'll be talking about this more as we learn more stuff about Pokemon.
Yes.
Winds and waves.
Winds and waves.
Yep. I wonder if they're going to
stuff.
give you like if it's big open levels. I wonder if they're going to give you another vehicle like Pokemon to ride around in this
I'm
time
sure.
around, or how they.
I'm sure you have a submarine going down underwater.
Yeah.
And then I think that's cool. I think I'm curious to how they're gonna do, if they're gonna do anything more than you can go underwater and find underwater Pokemon.
Yep. And the happiest thing I am about this, and I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, it's exclusive to Switch 2. It's not on Switch 1.
It is, yeah.
So they're not going to be, I feel like the biggest detractor would have been if there was a Switch 1 version and there was like they had to hold some things back because of the Switch 1 version. Like I like the fact that they're breaking away from Switch 1 finally, doing just Switch 2 exclusive on this one. So.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're doing that too. I'm trying to think, like previously. Well, you have ZA last year. That's the tie over, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this had a Switch version, I think people would flip.
Yeah.
I think it would still do well, but I think people would flip.
For sure.
Like Pokemon fans. But cool. We'll see more.
Yeah.
I'll get a Switch 2 before the price goes up.
I mean, you've got to get it for Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I have to get it for Fire Emblem, the Weave.
Fortune's Weave, because that's still this year.
Fortune's Weave, yeah. That is this year. And I can't freaking wait for that game.
Dude,
so
same.
good.
I can't.
Everything is gonna be shoved to the side, and it's just all gonna be Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
And I still want to get ZA. Yeah. I still want to get it and play it. Yeah. And I am not gonna play it on Switch 1. Let me tell you. But anyways, that's it. That's the Pokemon Present. Oh, and just to let you know, Ryan, the Pokemon Expo is in San Francisco. And it's in the Chase Center, which is literally like 10 minutes from my work.
So what you're saying is you're going to it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to pay a lot of money to go to something that I'm not even going to compete.
Yeah.
in these games. But I'm sure I'm gonna see all the fans there when I go to work daily.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually, because obviously I've never really looked into like a Pokemon event before like that. But like, because like if you go like a Magic the Gathering Pro Tour, like there's lots of stuff to do there that isn't if you're not playing on the Pro Tour.
There is,
like because there's there's like panels you can go to. You can go play Commander or other game formats with other players. Like there's lots to do. There's probably stuff to do there at like a Pokemon event like that. That isn't if you're not competing, right? So yeah. Well, there you go, Garrett. Before we go though, we got one quick question from the NPCs, the Nod podcast characters. This one comes to us from the good sir. And I alluded to this one earlier. He says, have either of you checked out Escape from Ever After yet? It's a Paper Mario RPG-esque game. And boy, does it have the sauce. My favorite game I've played so far this year. Of course, this game actually reviewed pretty well as well. Like this is kind of like a fairy tale inspired, Mario RPG style game. And neither of us have played this game. I like the Paper Mario formula, but I'm not like super into it, as we've talked about before. So this one is like, I don't actually know if I'm going to play this one. Maybe if it's on sale later this year, maybe I look at it then. But as I alluded to earlier, like there's a lot for Ryan Turford specifically to be playing right now. And this doesn't move the needle enough for me at the moment.
Okay, I'm looking at the game right now. Yeah, that is Paper Mario if I've ever seen one. Jeez, that is.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it looks really cute. I have to give you that, and I think the ratings are overwhelmingly positive. So the people really do enjoy it. You know what? I'm gonna add it to my wish list.
Yeah,
it's $25, so that's a good price. For like a intro indie game that's building off of this Paper Mario stuff. But yeah, people love this game. It seems like it's and people play like about 20 to 30 hours and they're done with it. So the gameplay is so fun.
What's interesting actually is I looked it up, Garrett, because I was curious to know. First of all, actually on PlayStation, I don't know if it's the same way it plays on other consoles, but it's currently $26.79 in Canada in Canadian dollars. And because it's on sale for 20% off until the March 12th. But there's also on PlayStation, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, a 1 hour free game trial. So if you want to try it, you can actually try it. This is actually, I think the game trial is new because that wasn't there before. So I'm going to actually add this to my library because I have PlayStation Plus. So maybe I'll try the trial and kind of see how it goes.
Yeah. You could do that. Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
And if you like it, then maybe I pick it up while it's on sale. Because like I said, it's on sale for 26 Canadian dollars. That's actually a pretty good price.
That is pretty good. I don't see a demo. Metacritic score 81. So people like it. Seems like I'll check it out. If it ever goes on sale, I'll pay attention to it.
But I
need to play the Paper Mario games.
I was going to say, it's literally on sale right now, Garrett. I just told you.
No, on Steam. I'm looking at Steam.
Oh, okay, Steam.
Yeah.
Who plays games on Steam or on PC?
I'm not going to play on PlayStation. What are you talking about? I haven't touched that thing.
I don't know.
Well, you know, with the news, with the rumored news recently, I'm glad I'm keeping my PS5 because who knows if it'll ever, if single player games, PlayStation single player games.
That's why Donnie just bought one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
And I joke about PC games. I'm literally playing a PC game right now with World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, and you're all over it.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft.
Honestly, it's actually like the first PC game I've played in a while. So it's been an interesting experience.
Yes, but I'm sure.
Anyways, Garrett, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of the RPG Cave. But before we go, we've got to say thank you to all of our patrons. We're at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming, starting with our ultimate producers, Brandon Myers, aka The Winter Gamer. Jonathan Brown, you can find all of his music over on his link tree, linktr.ee/pme.jib. Jonas Young and Tony Baker. Our platinum producers, Non-Smokin' Joe, The Captain, and Brian Reese. And our gold members, Adam K, Awesome Dave 1337, Benny, Brad Moore, Cecily Carrozza, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Emily O'Kelly, John 32, Laura, Ligerwoods 330, Mr. Giggles, our newest gold member, of course, Patrice Mallette, Peje, Stephen Keller, and TechMike. Huge thank you once again to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpool gaming. If you want to hop in the car with us, head over there, choose the tier That's right for you. And now, Garrett, plugs go.
You can follow me at Blue Sky, at Bland Explosion. And you can also find me on the Discord. I read and then acknowledge every message in the RPG Cave. I do read them. May not respond to the trail messages I see every now and then.
They got that new collector's edition. It's very expensive.
Oh my gosh.
That was that big announcement they teased, by the way. I love it.
Let them have it. Let the fans have it. And then you can also find me on Backlogged, which I did just recently update with my Outer Worlds 2 review.
Yep.
And I'm done with that. And Shining Force 2 is full steam ahead. As I noted on Blue Sky, my Sega Genesis hour count is over 50 hours, which is I never thought I would see. That's probably both Shining Force 1 and 2.
That's what I was about to say. I'm pretty sure it's the combination of both and not just Shining Force 2. So.
Yeah. But get prepared for next weekend, guys, because we're gonna be talking about Shining Force 2, and it's gonna be a doozy.
Garrett's planting the flag. He's getting ready to. We're going to talk about it
next week
soon. Yeah.
Yes.
I will also mention as well that coming up after that on the docket for things to people to look forward to. There's also this other thing called Fallout Season 2 that I will also be watching soonish. So that'll probably actually be when we talk about after that as well. So
yes.
Please be excited for those.
Please be excited for those.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched Fallout Season 2, actually, we'll be talking about it probably in 2 weeks. So
yes,
I want to throw it out there so people can go and watch it now.
Go watch it. And then you come back over here and we'll do a full on impression, spoiler free, and then a spoiler cast.
Yeah, so exactly. Well, as for me, you can always find me in the Discord or Backlogged or Letterboxd or Blue Sky at Ryan Turford. I'm the same name in all the places. I've been uploading a bunch of stuff to Backlogged because at this point, Garrett, I think currently, because Kevin Ainsworth and I are kind of in a tight race right now, I'm pretty sure at this point in the year, I've actually finished more games than Kevin at this point.
That's crazy. Sean's been, he's been, popping it off on those morning streams. Like, I'm proud of him.
He's been playing a lot of New Vegas. So
yeah. It's cool. Good stuff.
Although I played a lot of retro games, admittedly. That's why
that's why the number of games is a little bit higher. Yes.
Yes. I played through the Donkey Kong Country for the trilogy for the first time, as an example. And those are all short games.
Those are very short games, but they are crazy good. Man, I would love to.
Talk
about those
the third one is okay, but the other two are good.
Yeah, I know. I understand that's full on nostalgia, Garrett, right there. Like Donkey Kong Country is my probably favorite classic Nintendo IP.
Yeah. And then Letterboxd, actually, I've been watching a lot of movies. In fact, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be on the Twitch channel talking about movies. If people want to come hang out. Because I'm going to talk about my movie backlog, Garrett. It's like my game backlog. I'm trying to clean up my movie backlog this year. So I'm watching 50 movies from my movie backlog from my shelf this year. And it's been going well. So I've been posting those over on Letterboxd, like little reviews of those. So check that out as well. But
there's like one movie that you mentioned. I'm not going to mention the movie in the show, but I just, in preparation, if we want to do it with you, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
It could be anything.
It could be anything. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, for Garrett Bland, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been the 215th level of the RPG Cave, and we're out.
Bye-bye.